Alright, hello everyone, here we are. We're going to continue the main story now that we've finished Somal Hard Mode and the Anima Weapon quest that we are capable of completing at this time. Oh yes, and before I do that, we're going to go in here. The Anima Glass here. Yours is a great strength to be judged against, but I do believe I'm improving, would you not agree? Anyway, these 10 glyphs all have to be lit up before this step is done, and that's going to take a while. Because, yeah, nobody does anything to farm them, and I'm not sure if they changed the values of light gain.
I was wondering that.
But we're going to start by talking with Alphino here and moving on from there. Okay, before I move on, we're going to, just in case PMN needs the voice. That the council was able to reach an accord so swiftly is a heartening development in itself. I only hope my misgivings prove unfounded. Ah, good. You've yet to depart. I fear I had missed you. Sir Amaric! Master Alphino, a pleasure as always. And Mistress Alice, how wonderful to see you thus recovered. Pardon the interruption. I had hoped to thank Miro for serving as our escort before other duties called her away. I also wish to thank our Dolmen ally.
Forgive me, my lord. I was but awaiting an opportune moment to join the conversation, and force of habit made me keep to the shadows.
No apologies are necessary, Mistress Yugiri. I was most grateful for your interjection when I offered Ishgard's support. My nation's historic failure to heed the Alliance plea for aid is a matter of record. Even so, the Alliance leaders were plainly unprepared for my impromptu apology. The resulting air of awkwardness might have lingered longer were it not for your timely offer of cooperation, which allowed the Elder Seedseer to accept us both. I very much appreciate the gesture.
I only did my duty, Sir Amaric. The Empire is an enemy to us all, and we are grateful for the opportunity to fight at your side.
And full glad are we to have you. Pray convey my regards to the Scions, my friends. We must return to Ishgard.
Whatever is wrong with a simple sorry or thank you? Must these politicians always make a speech of everything?
That is how we adults speak, dear sister.
Mayhap the ones who like the sound of their own voice. In any case, our business here is concluded. We should be on our way as well. Will you accompany us to Remnant's Toll, Gyr?
Actually, I think I shall first pay a brief visit to the East Shroud. I'm curious to see how Papalima and Ito fared in their talks with the Sylphs, not to mention what's going on Baelsar's wall. I'll join you at the Rising Stones anon. You woke up early, but you were asleep most of yesterday? So how dog...
Alice say throwing shade.
Indeed.
In Pimet.
Pimet's
This
short.
is how I fish. My Ironworks fishing rod.
Indeed. I'm gonna teleport now.
Kind of weird they gave me a spearfishing gig, but I don't hold it. But it's my offhand.
Piamet fishes in panties and a aviator's jacket.
It's true. And they're short shorts. Get it right.
The pantalettes. Alright,
Yeah.
here's Alice.
Welcome back, Miro. I don't know about you, but I'm heartily glad that all of the talking is over. I understand that these council meetings are important, but do you not find it tiresome to have to weigh every word you speak? I doubt I will ever feel at home in the realm of politics. That said, people have been known to change. And if my brother is willing to run his own errands, anything is possible.
Alice already starting on Alphino. What does your Gyr have to say?
Even now, I am astonished by how closely Mistress Alice resembles Master Alphinoud. Their very mannerisms are alike. From a distance, I should be hard-pressed to tell one from the other, until they opened their mouths, of course.
Griffin on the wall. Alice seems eager to discuss the council's decision with the other scions.
Well, as much as I enjoy the bustle of the twirl, I think it's time we headed inside. My brother and the others will not be long.
Oh no, Haldog, I'm sorry to hear that. Although Haldog liked your combination for your outfit.
Thanks.
He says that's quite the combo.
It is.
That's you, Packerman.
Ah, you have returned from the council. But what of Alphinoud? Some other matter require his attention. Is that too quiet?
Nope. Mine apologies, friends. I trust we have not kept you waiting over long. That's too quiet.
No, there's a delay between your Skype and, your game, apparently.
Alright, let me fix it.
Sorry. Greetings, everyone. Oh, Krell, how's Nago doing? She will be alright, won't she? I don't see why not. She's sleeping at the moment. Satoru is keeping an eye on her, so we'll know soon enough if there's any change in her condition. Her wounds are healing well. With sufficient rest, I am certain she will make a full recovery. Thank goodness for that. Now, mayhap you would share with us the Council's decision. Each of the nations, Ishgard included, has committed to providing military support to Credania. The Orsian Alliance will soon have a significant force in the Black Shard, ready to respond to any Imperial act of aggression. You know, I almost wish the Council would stop messing around and give the Griffin what he wants. I wouldn't like to be the Imperial caught between the Resistance and the Alliance.
Ida, you cannot. Seriously. One does not lightly go to war with the Garlean Empire. Quite. To open hostilities without due consideration would be to invite disaster. If only there was some way to reach the Griffin. Some means to convince him to abandon this reckless course. It may not be entirely unfeasible. There is a network of tunnels beneath Baelsar's wall, secret passages dug by the Resistance to provide a way out of Alamigo.
Which may equally serve as a way in.
Precisely. If all in agreement, I would be one to undertake the necessary negotiations. I am familiar with the route, and the Resistance is familiar with me.
About as familiar as they are with me, you mean? Say what you want, I'm coming too. I have some experience in the practice of infiltration. If you would have me, my services are at your disposal.
As are mine. It has been far too long since I shared a shadow with a shinobi, and I do not intend to waste the opportunity.
4 is quite sufficient for an infiltration mission. Greater numbers will only serve to increase the risk of detection. Kryl and I will direct our energies elsewhere. What of you, Leveliers?
I will return to the East Shore and stand watch over the border. Should matters take a turn for the worst, it would seem wise to be on hand. Might I prevail upon you to accompany me, Miro? Gridania would be safer for your presence, and while it may not seem the most thrilling duty, dear sister, might I ask that you remain at the Rising Stones to pass on messages and so on?
To hold the fort, you mean? Very well, I suppose the task must fall to someone. Safe travels, all of you.
Alright. I'll talk to Alpha. If you have any unfinished business in the toll, pray attend to it now. I would depart for the Hawthorne Hut without delay. The nearby watchtower offers an unobstructed view of Baelsar's wall, and I would be interested to speak with the Alliance commanders who have installed themselves at its top. Alright. Well, we'll talk to these people. Papalema. I may have perhaps exaggerated my standing with resistance a little, but I'm confident that I have reasonable chance of putting a stop to this madness before events spiral out of control. Yes, fair to middling at the very least. Ida.
All I'm saying is that it wouldn't be the worst thing if we ended up joining Griffin's fight against the Empire. I mean, it's going to happen sooner or later, isn't it?
Ida. I am no ninja, but I did spend some moons in the Charlayan homeland learning how to move unseen. Between you, Gyr, and my humble self, Ida and Papalima will be well protected.
My fellow shinobi required little encouragement to take their place amongst the Alliance forces massing in Gridania. They are most eager to cross blades with the armies of Garlemald once more.
Alright, so we are going to go to Hawthorne Hut. It's been a long time since we've ever actually been to Eastshad for anything worthwhile. I don't know if I need to share screens. I'll turn it off for now. Alright, so this area over here is where we're headed. It's basically, as I said, a watchtower, and there was never really a reason to go over here in 2.0. Like, there's the Fate that's actually up right now, lazy for you. Another one, but and maybe a few quests, job quests are over there. I think one of the Lancer ones might take you over here, but it's not a hugely important area. A lot of people may never even go over here at all in their course of play.
I remember trying to solo the Fate Lazy for You before I realized like it was supposed to be a big undertaking, and I was like, well, this isn't gonna happen.
I gotta speak with Alpha Node over at Hawthorne Hut first. Oops. We'll Whisper go our way back.
Whisper go!
Yeah, Trife was saying that he was watching Yokai Watch lately, and he actually likes it.
Aww.
And I was telling him about the Yokai Watch event in Final Fantasy XIV.
I still have that demo.
That's such a weird crossover game, though.
Or is it?
Alright, Alphino. Miro, there you are. Come. Amariso's spire awaits. The Alliance officers on the platform should be able to apprise us of any developments on the wall. Oh shit, hang on. There we go. Fancy meeting the two of you here. We were about to set forth. Indeed, I was about to say 12 watch over you, but I doubt you have need of divine protection, even if you are venturing into enemy territory.
Don't worry, Athenode. We will have the Griffin by the scruff of the neck before you know it.
Do make up your mind, Ida. Nary a moment ago, you seemed ready to shake the Griffin by the hand rather than the neck. So which is it to be? 'Twould be best to decide before we enter negotiations.
Trust me, Palermo. I'll shake whatever needs shaking. The talking part I'll leave to you.
I'm sure she would. I think I feel a headache coming on. Let's be on our way, shall we? Ah, some things never change. Well then, shall we make for the spire? Our alliance friends will doubtless have news for us. Alright, now we head over to Amaris' spire. So I'm going to repeat everything I said heading out. No, I'm kidding. One of these days I'll finish this Primal Fear quest too. One of these days. Maybe I'll do it before.
Never change.
Maybe I'll do it before we go to Alamigo. Alright, Serpent Scout. This is a dude. Okay, let's talk to him. Welcome, Warrior of Light. I assume you're here to speak with our commanding officers? You'll find them on the observation platform. Pray proceed. So up top is where we gotta go. Greetings, my friends. 'Tis good to see you both well.
I was hoping you met Turtle. I've dragged half the watch here, see, and the sight of you might help remind him why we bothered. That a girl?
That's a girl.
I can't see the screen enough. If memory serves, I have not seen many of you since the day of the grand melee. Having borne the brunt of your blows, may I say what an honor it is to stand at your side.
'Tis heartening indeed to see the realm's most stalwart defenders thus gathered in common cause. Speaking of which, what news from the wall? All has been quiet. Until now. Report. What? Seven hells. Fighting has broken out on top of the wall. A full-scale assault. So the Griffin has made his move. Someone has.
And what's that supposed to mean?
The attackers, they're wearing Grand Company colors.
Impossible. We give no such order.
Of course! The wall was never the Griffin's target. It was bait. We have been goaded into deploying our armies nearby, thus lending weight to this deception. If those uniforms were convincing enough to deceive my scouts, the Empire will surely think we've launched an offensive. This could mean war. Even so, this may yet be no more than a diversion. With the armies of the Alliance occupying the Empire's attention, it would be comparatively easy for the Griffin supporters to slip into Alamigo. He could then incite a rebellion amongst the populace, which the Imperial reserves would be hard-pressed to contain. Yarzia, meanwhile, would be plunged into chaos. Miro, we must make for the wall at once. What, just the two of you? Our companions embarked on a mission to sway the Griffin from this course, and they are likely halfway to his command post by now. They will emerge in the midst of a raging battle, and I do not mean to abandon them to their fate. It will be dangerous, aye, but the confusion may work to our advantage. If we are careful to avoid skirmishing, it may yet be possible to reach the Griffin, and if we can do that... Lady Hilda, might I ask that you have an airship ready to bear the Scion's safety?
Huh. I don't know who this Lady Hilda is, Marshal, but you can count on me. We must prepare for Imperial reprisals. May the Navigator guide us through the storm.
It's a very big spear. Baelsar's wall is on fire. Forward, comrades! The time has come to drive the Empire from Alamigo. Enforce action upon those who have turned their backs to our suffering for so long. Forgot he had a mask on. Let this victory be the first step in the liberation of our homeland. Alamigo will be free, no matter the cost. Let's head out of this fade so we can get out of this music. It's not very fitting for what we're doing. I don't think we need to share screens anymore, maybe? No? Oh, hang on. Let's unlock the dungeon first. Speak to Alphino. From what Papalimo told me, the trail ahead should lead us to the shadow of the wall. As we have two objectives, I suggest we divide our forces. I'll make straightaways for the tunnels and attempt to intercept our comrades ere they stumble into a bloodbath. While I do so, I must ask that you scale the wall. Know that I would not propose such a course if there were any other way, but the time for subtlety is past. Take a band of your most trusted companions and cut a path to the Griffin. Make him see reason, by any means necessary. Once we are free from the tunnels, we will make your position with all due haste, and if everything proceeds according to plan, Hilda will then swoop in and spirit us away to safety. I only pray that we have enough time. Alright. Baelsar's wall now accessible. Okay, so we got Packamet, I think. Perfect.
We need a DPS or healer.
I sent Silly a message asking if he still wanted to come to Baelsar's wall.
Okay.
Hey, Lonk! How's it going? We're just getting a group ready here for Baelsar's wall. And then we get to see cool stuff, because this is where this is almost the end of Heavensward. It's like, yes, Silly, we need people for Baelsar's wall. Log in and we will go. We need a DPS and a healer. In the meantime, I will read the description of Baelsar's wall. That said, how are you doing today, Lonk? What's going on? Baelsar's wall. Marking the border between the Black Shroud and Gyr Abania, the legacy of Gaius von Baelsar is a towering monument to imperial tyranny, and now smoke rises from its iron crenellations. In a bid to drag the armies of Eorzea into the struggle for Alamigan liberation, the Griffin and his resistant fighters have disguised themselves in Grand Company uniforms and laid siege to Baelsar's wall. While Alphino seeks to call your companions back from their now meaningless mission of diplomacy, you must ascend the war-torn fortification by the swiftest route possible and persuade the Griffin, by force if necessary, to abandon his reckless ambition. Heavensward is almost complete. We're just, I think this is the last dungeon for it. So yeah, once Silly hops online, we will go.
May I take a quick bio?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Nice.
I'm gonna stop the recording here, though. Oh, Silly's here.